you're gonna start your European headlining tour in Vienna. How cool is that?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I can't wait. That's one of my favorite places to play. I love that venue.
Well, you have quite some connections to Austria, put it that way. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
you did this Cuestack thing with the shredding Bernie.
Absolutely, man. That was sick. Yeah, Cuestack's amazing. Um, it it's just really cool to have been a part of that. I mean, they're awesome. You know, known them for a long time. Work on our show. It's very good stuff.
Um, well, you have also other connections, of course. You're within the Red Bull family.
hmm
Have they invited you to some Formula One race or something?
The first time we went to Vienna, Red Bull, took us around and they gave us a tour of their whole facility. A few of the members of the band went skydiving with the skydiving team. Some people went up in stunt planes. Yeah, it was a wild night to say the least. But yeah, I mean, Red Bull is incredible. They've treated us so well, and whenever we go to Vienna, it's always really special.
MULATSCHAG!
How important is it for you to get this message across? What makes, let's say, rock, hard rock, metal so special?
Yeah, it's incredibly important to me. It's been my entire life, really, has always revolved around rock and roll and heavy metal. And I think there's a really important community aspect. I think it's helped a lot of people in their own lives. And it's just incredibly important, in my opinion.
Well, not being able to play for so long now, do you sometimes wake up at night screaming, "Mosh pit"?
um, I've definitely had a lot of dreams about playing shows again, and I miss it more than anything in the world. But, it seems like we're on the right track, and hopefully soon, we're supposed to be touring in the US, which would be incredible. And then obviously, like you said, our Europe tour is supposed to start in February, and I feel really good about them. I think they're going to happen, and everything's going to be fine. And you know, just got to wait a little longer, and then rock and roll will be back to normal.
MULATSCHAG!
Was it any different for you writing songs during that period, or was it just like, it's like being on hiatus or something?
It was definitely difficult. I found it hard to be very creative, honestly, just with the fact that you're forced to stay at home for so long, and you know, there's not really much outside influence going on. You can't really collaborate with other people. It was very difficult, but at the end of the day, I just tried to do the best with what I had, and I really think it made for an interesting record that probably wouldn't have happened any other way.
Well, listening to the songs, I was wondering how many thoughts you put into choosing the guitars for each song.
Hmm. Um, I don't know. I think it just kind of happens. Like, usually the songs start with a guitar riff, and it just depends on what combination of, guitar and amp I'm playing through, or what pedal I'm using, or what plugin I'm using. And I just kind of start writing, and I just play around until it sounds good. And then from there, I put some drums on it and some bass on it, and then the song just starts to kind of build itself. But yeah, the guitars are always super important. I mean, Beartooth is very riff driven and a guitar driven band. So that's definitely a high priority.
Oh, yeah. How did it evolve from, let's say, record to record? Is there some guitar where you say, all right, if I have no clue what guitar would work best, this guitar always works?
Yeah, absolutely. I have one Gibson SG that I've used for the majority of, at least the first two Beartooth records. I think it was the only guitar I used, and the EP. And then on Disease, I started really expanding my collection and used a lot of different guitars. I mean, a ton of them. But mostly it was, I have like an early 80s Gibson Explorer. That was most of the Disease album. And then that Explorer is what I used for the most part on the Below record. But honestly, on Below, there's a lot of different layers of guitars of different shapes and sizes, man.
Well, you had a lot of time working on it.
Absolutely. I no shortage of time.
MULATSCHAG!
Have you ever been to Beartooth Highway?
I have not. I've heard about
it. You know where it is? In Yellowstone.
Yeah, I would love to go to Yellowstone at some point. But yeah, still have yet to take that one off the box. But I mean, I feel like I kind of have to at some point. Just one of those things I should do in my life.
Well, there's not much time in the year to drive on it because it's always the last to open in summer because of the amount of snow there.
Yeah, that's very understandable. And I despise driving in the snow. So who knows if I'll ever see it, but maybe at some point.
Might want to do a video there sometime.
That's a good idea.
MULATSCHAG.
You got your own coffee brand now.
Honestly, I'm not totally positive, but I believe our bass player Ashi knew this company that had been, collaborating with bands making coffee, and essentially it took a few months, and they would send him different types of coffee and different roasts of coffee, and they just kind of like went back and forth until they picked out exactly what they thought tasted the best. And then figured out some branding for it and just collaborated on putting it all together, and I think it turned out super cool. I have a box sitting over there. I don't know if I'm even going to drink it. I might just keep it as a little commemorative thing, but they're super, super cool.
Well, I've read you limited it to 150.
Yeah, so probably not.
Why is that? If you bring it on tour, I guess in merch, you would sell 150 each night.
I don't know if it's in that high of demand, but I don't know. Just keep it limited. Don't blow it out, and keep it fun. And that way, if we do it again, it'll still be a little bit more interesting and individual.
Yeah. Or better do a Beartooth beer.
Hey, now that's what I'm talking about.
Bring that on tour.
Absolutely.
Well, coming back to the live thing, well, you had that much time now. Of course, you have a new record. You want to play the new songs. But then, on the other hand, you have so many songs from the past you also haven't played in a long time. So how difficult is it to putting together a set list?
I mean, it's only getting harder and harder just because our catalog is getting bigger, and we feel like there are certain songs that we kind of have to play. So it's finding that balance of, what do we think is most important? And at the end of the day, we try and make our set list what the crowd wants to hear. They're the ones paying the money to come see us play. We want to make sure they have the best experience possible. So generally speaking, we try and play the hits. We try and play, the songs everybody wants to hear. But obviously with the new record, we don't know exactly what are going to be the biggest songs from that. So I think we're just going to be playing a whole lot of new stuff and a whole lot of old stuff and playing for a really long time. That's probably what it's going to be.
MULATSCHAG!
Also, when you're on tour, you're always touring with other bands. You're playing a lot of festivals, and of course, you're watching other bands play. And now, for such a long time, you really had no possibility watching other bands. Are there certain bands you're looking forward to seeing again live?
Oh, I mean, so many bands. Any band live, I can't wait to see again. Yeah, we're going, obviously, Motionless in White and Straight from the Path are on that tour, and they're both unbelievably good live bands. We did a co-headliner in America with Motionless in White, and I watched them almost every single night. They were fantastic. I would love to tour with Architects again to get to see them. They're one of my favorite live bands to watch. They're amazing. Honestly, the list goes on. Pretty much any good live band I cannot wait to see. I just want to see music in any capacity.
MULATSCHAG.
In maybe 10, 15 years, there might be a possibility for rock bands playing on a moon base or something, or in some orbit hotel. Would you looking forward to do that?
I would do that tomorrow if we had the opportunity. I'll hit up RedBull. I'll see what they can do.
Oh yeah. Well, in 15 years they might have their own base there or something.
Hey,
have some logo shaped Red Bull there.
That I could definitely see happening, and I would love to play there. Be great.
But looking forward, let's say in 10, 15 years, there might be also holograms to be used and other new technologies.
Yeah.
Are you somebody that says, hey, give it to me?
Yeah, why not? As much as I do love certain things of the past and like vintage equipment, I think that's all very cool and very important. But yeah, if we can have a hologram, why not, man? Live on the edge.
Yeah, have Hendrix play the solo.
Be amazing.
MULATSCHAG.
What's going on? This is Caleb from Beartooth. You're watching MULATSCHAG, the only TV you need.
MULATSCHAG.
MULATSCHAG!